Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, March 7th. We are looking at Window Traders' market profile of SPY, IWM, triple Qs. And I'll tell you what, pretty ugly day here for the bulls as we go out with a triple distribution day in SPY and ES, two sets of single prints. We will be treating today as three separate trading days. Russell goes out with one set in E, so they have a double distribution. Triple Qs go out with two sets of single prints. They're a triple distribution day. We all price probe to the downside, and we're all making new lows in N period as we speak. Over, $12.50 range or so. Let's, right off the bat, the high in SPY today is 431.84, not 432.30. That's a bad print. So I changed the daily already. The weekly actually showed 431.84. I don't know how that's possible. Meanwhile, we're showing 432.30, considering this is the first day of the week. But it did. But 431.84. Volume, 126 million already with the after hours. This was an incredible, monotonous, methodical grind down. We did tremendous volume in here, only to finally, whoever was absorbing here, give it up and get a bigger push down. We couldn't really get away from F's low and G, H, I, J. And then finally, K, L, and M did. I didn't like the tempo or lack of. Didn't even jump on any short. My last trade was a short in J period. Had a very good day overall. A lot of small trades. Just smacked them all over the place. Mostly from the short side. I took actually a long in A the first time against yesterday's low, before we got to it, which paid me the first time as they didn't take it out right away. 428 calls. Then B period started shorting at 429 puts. We're one time framing down. We had a huge sell tail. I mean, sellers had everything. Single prints, IB low, overnight low, indices down big, lower value, you name it, they had it. So what did I do? 429 shorts in B, 428 shorts in C. 4 times I shorted it. D period, 4 times I shorted it with 427 puts. And actually, if they had gone up a little more, it was going to take a much larger put play. We had a couple of head fakes. I didn't expect the one-time framing down to stop as quick as it did in D. And to be honest with you, even in G. So that did alleviate some pressure, but I think that opened the door to more selling later in the afternoon. So I shorted C 4 times, D. E period, I actually took 2 longs in E. There was no tempo, so I took 423 calls a couple of times and scalped those, which did well. And then after that, again, shorts in G period when we got into the single prints. That, if we had gone and filled these single prints, I would have taken a much larger put play at C and D's low. But they never did. And then again in J period, took single prints as we continued to one-time frame down after G the entire afternoon. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this extension we're getting after regular trading hours as they continue to push lower. So it was a very good day overall. Look, triple Qs went bear. Remember, for one time frame back on February 24th. Guess what? They're only $4 above going bear again. Russell's already in bear territory. We have more work to do, right? If we pin us at 480, $96 from that is 384, which would be 20%. Excuse me. So we are still $34 above going into bear territory in the S&P and the SPY. But we're certainly not acting too good. As far as destinations to the upside, we have our price probe, L's low, 420.36. Then 2 sets of single prints. And incredibly, they're both 58 cents exactly. 424.47 to 425.05. That is G's high to D's low. And then 427.33 to 427.81. D's high to A's low. And then today's high of 431.84. We have a $3 sell tail. That's huge. For the downside, 419.36 is today's low. Now, what happened today is important because we finally took back the 24th. And more importantly, for sellers, they got acceptance into the lower distribution from that day. Now, if they get this POC overnight, it doesn't count. But if we stay inside of here tomorrow morning, we have the 9 wide POC, the afternoon pullback low, and then our yearly low of 410.64. So very, very important. Buyers want to get out of that and not stay accepted in there. If they do, you will make a new low on the year sooner rather than later. For the downside, so 419.36. Then we have 417.94. That's the 9 wide from February 24th, right here. Then the afternoon pullback low, 415.34, F&G's low from the same date. And then 410.64, which right now is a monthly low and a yearly low. And we'll stop there for now. And if we get below that, I'll throw out more downside destinations. If it looks like tomorrow morning, we're going to be taking those. But please write those down, because if not, I'm not going to give out the same ones tomorrow morning. Now, let's go to the chart. So here's the weekly. The weekly's in balance. That's all it is. Last week we took out the previous week's high. And now this week we took out last week's low already. So it's a 3-week balance. Last week's high is the high of it. For the yearly low is the low of it. That will be our ultimate destination if we continue on the path that we're heading to. And then we see what happens when we come out of the balance. So monthly is down, weekly is balance. Daily, remember we were in that balance? Well, we are clearly down now in the daily. We never filled the gap Friday. We certainly tried. We ripped up real hard, but never filled it. We are firmly down in the daily. So, we're way below the 20-day moving average is now down to 437.90. Remember, we're getting a disconnect now. Usually when you get that cross, we got down a lot more. Usually the damage is done. When we crossed the 200, that was at the 444.50 level. Well, look at this. We're back down to 419. So the selling continues. And more importantly, it's still short timers, I think. It's just been so methodical. There's been no real major flush. And even though the volume's good, I really don't think the big boys are involved yet. So for the buyers' sake, the short-term buyers, they better hope that maybe the long-term money looks to start buying here rather than selling, because that could get really interesting if they decide to get out of some long-term positions. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to the channel. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.